Now, we've all heard those messages about how the devil uses narcissists to attack your life, and you're not going to get any disagreements from me. That makes complete sense. But I think it's good for us to explore the idea that God also uses narcissists to strengthen your life. And now, this is not going to be one of those messages about how narcissists are your spiritual teachers and this and that. First of all, I would never credit a narcissist with being a teacher, ever. Narcissists are not equipped to teach anybody. First of all, teachers are there to empower people and help people learn and grow. Narcissists, as we know, are only there to be in power over people, and there's a huge difference already. But when we're talking about how God can use narcissists to strengthen you, I'm talking more about it as being an exercise in your life to further your strength and to further your faith and to open up your full potential. After all, wasn't it Joseph in the Old Testament of the Bible who, after being thrown in a pit by his own brothers and left to die, confronted his brothers and looked at them and said, "What you meant for evil, God meant for good." Now, my name is Kevin. This is the Royal We, and in this message, I have prepared 5 things that you should question as to whether or not God has caused a narcissist to enter into your life to strengthen you. These are 5 personal things that are true in my life, and I believe they're going to be true in your life. So God is using a narcissist to strengthen you. Number 1, if you feel as though God has left you and God has abandoned you. Now you might be saying, Kevin, how can it be strengthening if it feels like God has left me and God is nowhere to be found in my life? Right? Well, the reality is that it is very hard to even fathom and to understand the glory of the light, the glory of God, if you are not drenched in darkness at times in your life, because you will not notice the difference. I believe that when Jesus was on the cross and he was crying out to God, "Father, why have you forsaken me?" It's at this moment where he was embodied in nothing but the world. And when you are in the world separate from God, you are in a place of evil and darkness and narcissism and disgustingness and filth and rage and hostility. That is the world without God. And so when you feel the absence of God, it's because you are experiencing narcissism and you are experiencing the full darkness that narcissism is. Now, how does this strengthen you? It causes you to want to draw towards that light, to draw towards God, and to move away from narcissism, away from the darkness. That's number 1. Number 2, God is using a narcissist to strengthen you if you question your faith. And now again, some of you are saying, Kevin, if you question your own faith, how is that strengthening you? You see, I don't believe that you are questioning the existence of a creator or the existence of God or the presence of the omnipotent. That's not what you're questioning. I believe what you are questioning is the way that the idea and the concept of the omnipotent of God has been prepackaged and delivered to you. Most of us have gained our understanding of God by modern Western Christianity, which is no more than the rock and roll Jesus show, followed by an entertaining message by a pastor who tells good stories and somehow makes it relative to Bible verses. Okay? But most of us are ill-prepared and inadequately prepared, if you will, to deal with narcissism and the devil and evil in the world because we're not being given the full and complete message of God. So how does it strengthen you if you're questioning your own faith? It strengthens you because it's calling you to explore and deepen your faith on your own, to open up the Bible, to look at different meanings, to ask questions. In my own personal life, I met with rabbis. I explored the Old Testament. I got down to the roots of what it is I believe, and I stopped just paying attention to the Jesus rock and roll show that's modern Western Christianity, which actually caused damage in my life and inadequately got me wrapped up in narcissism and narcissistic abuse, right? That's not what faith is all about. And number 3, God is using a narcissist to strengthen you Number 3, if you feel as though you have no one validating your life. Now, here's the thing. Validation is good. We all like to feel validated from time to time. We all like to get that good old attaboy and attagirl. But the reality is that you will never reach your full potential in life if you are looking purely for validation, because nobody will allow you to be better than they are. You must find validation from within yourself. And so if you are experiencing a separation from validation around you, it is time for you to develop the validation from within, to understand and realize that you don't need people's permission. You don't need narcissist permission. You don't need anybody to direct and guide your life. You need you to begin to validate yourself, to open up into your calling. And so this will strengthen you as you let go of needing validation from other people and you live from within. That's number 3. Number 4, God is using a narcissist to strengthen you Number 4, if you can no longer trust others. This is a big one, right? How many of us have operated in this life based on some form of trust? And what does trust mean? As far as I'm concerned, there's a fine line between trust and dependency. When you trust somebody else, you're gaining a dependency on that person to fulfill something for you that you couldn't see to begin with. If I give you money, even though I don't see you have money, I'm going to depend on you that you're going to pay me back. If I'm going to love you, even though you don't look like a loving person, I'm going to depend on you to love me back. We need to stop trusting. Actually, in the New Testament of the Bible, it says that Jesus did not entrust himself to humanity because he knew the hearts of mankind, and the heart of man is wicked. The heart of humanity, who can understand it? It is wicked. That is from the words of the Lord, not thus saith the royal we. That is scriptural. All right. Number 5. And the last one here, God is using a narcissist to strengthen you and this is a good one, if you have ever prayed that God would turn you into the person that he needs you to be. How many of you have said that prayer? I have. It was probably 2006. And it is a very dangerous prayer, because if you pray that God will use you to your full capacity, then God will test you and he will refine you through fire, and he will allow you to experience the full wickedness and evil of this world. And I believe that's what narcissistic abuse is. They're not your teachers. They are an exercise in this life in order for you to experience the darkness so that you can live to your full potential and be self-validated, not needing any outside validation, not needing to trust or depend on anybody else outside of you, looking for your faith through your own research and studying the Word of God, and knowing how important it is to draw near to God instead of just living in the world of evil. That's all of them wrapped up together. Listen, I want to be a part of your healing journey. Visit www.jointheroyalwe.com, where you can schedule one-on-one time with me. We can do a FaceTime. We could do a Zoom. We could do a telephone consultation, text message consultation. Again, www.jointheroyalwe.com to get your help and coaching coming out of narcissistic abuse. Also, join me every Monday night for Royal We Live Chat. This is the community coming together where we ask questions, answer questions, and you could call in for free as long as you know that it's live. And Saturday mornings is the all-new Royal We Fellowship. This is an in-depth Bible study from the perspective that the world is toxic and narcissistic. It's unlike any Bible study or church you've been a part of. So be sure to subscribe to Royal We Fellowship and Live Chat. Find the links in the description box down below. And I'll be back with more videos right here on the Royal We.